shoulder to defend their rights and liberties against their colonial torment.
Absolutely.
Eureka is the real birthplace of our great nation.
Clear the park!
It's our legal right to assemble.
We're celebrating the brave men who fought Tonys just like you.
Get your hands off me! It's alive! Don't touch us! Get off the way! Hands off me! Hands off me!
You were brilliant.
My shout. Oh, thanks, Georgie. I'll get the next one.
What do you jokers know about anything? My great-grandfather was a miner at the stockade.
Well, then tonight we drink to him. If he was a miner, then he was a worker, fighting the ruling class.
Ladies' lounge, Missy.
I'll bring your drinks through, Wendy.
That's from the lad down there, sir.
Nothing but an overeducated git.
Better than no education, mate.
I'd better head back in there, make sure Wendy's all right. Will you be okay?
Someone's going to look after the conquering hero over there.
Glass drinks! Now quieten down or get out!
This isn't over.
So much for workers unite, right, Des? You'll come round. How about another beer? Yeah. To Eureka, Georgie. Eureka.
Enough. Your breakfast is getting cold.
Begins. Finally, Maureen says, I know you want her to try new things, Martin, but this is ridiculous. She's 5 years old. What's your excuse?
Dad.
20 years later, things haven't changed one bit. It's so nice to meet you at last, Mrs. Beasley.
Likewise, Minister.
Martin, goodness me. Matilda talks about you constantly. Her mother and I sometimes think we've lost her to you.
Well, Mattie's like family to us.
Indeed.
More toast?
That'd be lovely.
I'll get that.
I'll put the toast on.
Very good. Very good. So, Martin, your visit to Ballarat, business or pleasure?
Both. Some business, a government announcement, the old rally on. But I'm also keen to see what Matilda's up to here.
Excuse me, Lucien. You're required at the Eureka Memorial Site.
Right. Excuse me. Charlie?
This bloke was part of the protest we cleared out of here yesterday. And we also found this, just over there. There's nothing in it. Name's Des Somerville. Girlfriend found him. Wendy Smith.
There's Somerville, you say?
If you just check the body, Blake, we'll take it from there.
Certainly, Bill. Whatever you say.
Bloody troublemakers.
University students from Melbourne, staying over on Stall Street.
I see. Well, I can tell you this. Young Des was punched in the face. Looks as though he's fallen backwards onto the steps, hitting his head. And curiously, very little blood.
Robbery gone wrong, you reckon?
Hard to say at this point.
Well, you let us know if you need any help working it all out then. I'll take the girl back to the station. Possibly wanted to talk to her.
Yeah, old Bill Hobart, ever the charmer. Charlie, did you see here? Just on his arm. I'd say that's a bite mark.
Looks like it. Hey, Doc. Maddie. She was here yesterday.
Yes, I know. And thanks to this morning's newspaper, so does the whole of Ballarat, I'm afraid.
No markings on the knuckles, but abrasions on both elbows.
The bite mark on his arm?
I've taken a dry saliva sample. It may take a day or so before we have the results. Just the one blow.
Yes, to the cheek, where I suspect we'll find a fractured zygomatic arch.
I'll need an X-ray to confirm that.
Yes, of course. Back of the head?
Quite a large laceration. There would have been substantial blood loss.
In which case there should have been more blood at the site, even allowing for the cold night. What were you doing wandering around the memorial that night, eh?
Are you talking to me or him?
Oh, Alice, I'm sorry, him. Would you mind bringing over some tweezers and a bowl, please? Thank you. Now, let's gravel.
Doctor?
You're going to have to excuse me for a bit. I need to check something.
From the memorial site?
Yes.
You want to take a look at this? The lesion on the back of the skull? In fact, there are two.
Really?
The first fracture is centered here. See the occipital contusion and fresh hemorrhage. But the second fracture, just as severe, shows only a small amount of blood around it. The first lesion was the fatal injury, and the second...
Caused by a step or a plinth.
...was post-mortem.
Which explains the lack of blood at the scene. The body was moved. And the gravel from the memorial site definitely doesn't match. I need to pinpoint the actual murder site. Any suggestions?
Well, I'm not an expert on gravel, but assuming the person who bit him was also his killer, you could saliva test every potential murderer in Ballarat. And short of that, no. Nothing, I'm afraid.
Miss Smith, did anyone have any reason to want to hurt your boyfriend?
A man attacked us at the pub after we were forced from the Eureka site.
Which pub?
Pig and Whistle.
The attack, was it inside or outside the pub?
It started inside, and then the publican, he called for the swill, and I thought it was sorted, but some people followed us outside as we were leaving. Everyone was involved from what I could tell. So ridiculous.
What is, Miss Smith?
When we organised this, Colin Doyle warned us. He said the locals don't take kindly to our type.
What type is that?
Union types.
How long had you and Des...
A year. We were going to get married.
So what was stopping you then?
I loved Des, and he loved me.
She's not telling us everything.
I doubt she could have done it, though, boss. Did you see the size of it?
Actually, Bill, a piece of 2B4 would probably do the job if she was angry enough.
Hobart, Davis, let's find out when Des Somerville was last seen alive.
Right, boss.
And you, stop pretending you're a policeman and get me an autopsy report pronto.
Of course.
Yes, Sergeant.
Excuse me, boss. I don't get it. Why don't you just sack him?
Because, Bill, if it was that easy, I would have done it already. Shut the door on the way out.
Oh, he was here, all right. He bought Ken Farmer a beer and copped an earful from Quinny down on about Eureka.
Quinny?
Roy Quinn. He's a regular. Full of piss and vinegar. Always going on about the good old days.
You beg him for a fighter?
As a lad, he was up for it.
What do bloody Melbourne blow-ins know coming in to our pub? My great-granddad
Answer the
was...
question. Did you fight with the victim?
Might have thrown a punch.
What do you do for work?
Can't work. I did my back in. What's that got to do with anything?
The victim was bashed and robbed.
Nothing to do with me.
Open your wallet. I'm told you live off your missus. Police resources are stretched, and our time is valuable, more valuable than yours, so keep that in mind, Blake. Did you fight with a man you now know as Des Somerville?
We argued. The dead bloke made a smart-ass comment and we got into it, but the commies were doing a good job of fighting amongst themselves.
Put your hands on the table. What did you do after closing? Don't move!
Went home for tea.
So you didn't follow Somerville and you didn't hit him, is that what you're telling me? Yes? No?
No.
What do you want now?
Des Somerville died at least 8 hours before he was found this morning. And I am positive he wasn't killed at the memorial. Also, there's a bite mark on his arm. We can't explain it yet. Superintendent, I simply can't, in good conscience, sign off on that report. Not yet.
You think I don't know how often you do this, Blake?
Do what exactly?
You stall. You don't sign off on your reports, then spend 2 or 3 days using that as an excuse to do whatever you want, wherever you want.
Superintendent, there is still...
Today. Not tomorrow, not the day after. You have that report in my desk by 5 p.m. That's fine. I'm off to the rail yards. You talked to everyone who was at the Stallwell Street house last night. You talked to that bludger Quinn's wife.
Right, boss.
I'll be back shortly.
I'm going to head over to Stall Street.
I might meet you there, Charlie.
You'd be better off finishing that report, Doc.
Thank you for reminding me, Bill.
What the hell are you thinking? I mean, have you seen this? Have you looked at the headlines? Have you got a brain in that head? I mean, I'm paying you a lot of money. You've just got to get your back together.
Here for the speeches, Doctor.
Well, I thought I'd come and see what you were up to.
You've seen this, I suppose.
Yes.
You ready, Minister?
Well, if you finish tearing strips off your nephew, Ken Farmer, Lucian Blake, my daughter boards at Dr. Blake's house.
Mr. Farmer.
Well, I'll go up and introduce you.
Martin, I was just as shocked as you when I saw it. I had absolutely no idea.
Thank you for coming. Ken
It doesn't matter what I say, he's never bloody listening.
Ballarat resident. I'm pleased to welcome Minister for Industry and Commerce, Martin O'Brien, to tell us all about Think Big. Think Ballarat.
A very good morning. I'm honoured to be in your fine city today.
Miss Smith, Mr. Bevel, I'd like to ask you both a few questions. Who was here in Mr. Doyle's house last night?
Just those of us here from Melbourne. And Mr. Doyle, of course.
No one else.
Just us and Georgie Bromley.
So what happened next, Mr. Bevel?
I went to bed as soon as I got home from the pub.
And you said the same, Miss Smith. Where is Doyle now?
Doyle had to make a trip into town. We were supposed to meet him for lunch about 10 minutes ago.
Quite simply, think big, think Ballarat. Means jobs. Business can offer migrant workers incentives.
What about incentives for local workers?
Populate or perish.
We'll all perish if you lot get your way. You award tenders for public land and give them to your developer mates. And get the kickbacks. Bunch of crooks.
Look out! Doyle's arm!
Now!
Watch out!
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as much as we value our democracy, even fight wars for it, freedom of expression can, on occasion, be one of its burdens.
Those paint tins, Mr. Bevel. taking them to your lunch with Colin Doyle, were you?
Charlie! Missed quite a show at the old rail yards, I tell you. Goodness, that looks nasty. How did you come by that?
Just outside the pub. Some bloke had a go at Des. I got caught in the middle.
Would you like me to take a look at that for you?
Thanks. I'm a medical student.
Oh, I see. What was the fight about?
It was always about with Des. Ideology.
So his, ideology differed from yours?
You could say that.
Last night, in your room, was Miss Smith with you?
Absolutely not. We've got to get going.
You should know Colin Doyle is already in police custody. A disturbance at the government launch today. Just as well there was no one else there to help him.
There's nothing else, officer?
It's like trying to herd cats. Plus, I still need to find the Bromley boy.
Oh, I saw him at the launch in town with his uncle, Ken Farmer.
Ah. Thanks, Doc.
All right, Charlie.
You right?
Saliva and gravel. All I've got to go on.
Ah.
What now?
Bike tracks.
Charlie?
Found what you were looking for?
Perhaps, Charlie. Perhaps.
You want me to do what?
This was your idea, Alice.
Yes, but I was joking. Can't you tell when I'm joking?
Look, if I can get saliva samples from our suspects, we may find a match with the sample we took from the victim's arm.
What kind of testing are you thinking?
Well, traces of medication initially. And if that doesn't work, then genetic secretor markers.
I'll talk to pharmacology, see what I can do. Does Superintendent Munro know you're doing this?
No, not yet.
I see. It'll take at least 24 hours. Go, before I change my mind.
Thank you, Charlie. Well done, Sis.
Mr. Bromley, I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Sorry, you'll have to excuse me. It's not every day a mate is found dead.
When did you last see the deceased?
Last night.
And what happened?
There was a loudmouth at the pub who threatened us.
Roy Quinn. Did you see him after closing?
He tried to start up again, and Joe scared him off. We all went back to the house. He could have followed us, I suppose.
What happened then?
Drinking, arguing, more drinking, more arguing. That's about it.
Arguments about what?
I'm not involved in the romantic entanglements.
Sorry, which romantic entanglements are these exactly?
I'd asked Doyle and Joe. Neither seemed to be seeing eye to eye with Des yesterday.
Tell me everything, from the start.
We were at the memorial site for the anniversary until you coppers moved us along and then,
Try again. Because I know you called in the disturbance. You wanted the police there. And I know you fed the Eureka photos to the press. You see, I spoke to the editor of the Courier this morning. Got a photographer. Tell you what I think. Your plan was always to get the O'Brien girl and Georgie Bromley into the newspapers. First at the memorial, then the next day at the launch. A scandal like that would end up in all the city papers. Ken Farmer's no longer such a man of the people. Martin O'Brien turns out to have a red for a daughter.
so you're not the only one who can come up with a conspiracy theory.
So what went wrong?
Mr. Doyle, would you mind just
holding still for me for one moment. Good. Good. Now, just while you have your mouth open. There we are. Well done. Top notch.
Mr. Doyle? Mr. Doyle!
All right! Yes, the newspapers were me. But the paintings were all Des's idea. And he wanted to do a hell of a lot more than just throw some paint.
Go on.
He wanted to mix acid into one of the tins. But I told him that's not the way the CPA operates. We believe in peaceful protest.
Is that so?
Why would I kill him when I needed him at Martin O'Brien's speech the next day?
Even after he wanted to harm a bunch of innocent people. After all that, you still wanted him.
He was a young, handsome bloke on the front of the paper seeming to lead the charge for us. It's perfect for recruitment. You're backing the wrong horse trying to pin this on me, mate.
Sergeant Davis, escort Mr. Doyle to the cells.
Typical. I've got rights, you know. Get your hands off me! Bloody coppers!
You know, I swear if I didn't know better, I'd say you broke that man's nose on purpose and hope you could sit in on his interview.
Superintendent, your report, everything we've been able to confirm thus far.
It's about time. You can thank your wife for being released. You shoot your big mouth off again, you'll be back in the cells, understand? Sergeant Davis, status of Mr. Doyle's two accomplices this afternoon.
Charged, sir, with breach of the peace and public safety. They'll appear in court next week.
Very good.
Jean. Oh, tell me, how was the rest of breakfast with Maddie's father?
Extremely cordial. Typical politician. Could talk the birds down from the trees. That'll be your 3 o'clock. Hello, Agnes. Come through.
Lucian, you look awful.
Agnes, how lovely to see you. Come on in.
Well, if there's anything else you need, Agnes, I'll be right outside.
No need to leave, Jean. I'm sure he tells you everything that goes on in here anyway. Here, sit.
Right.
Now, why the long face?
Well, to be perfectly honest, this.
The Red Menace.
Yes. Now let's get your file and get started on that blood work, eh?
Young people. I expect Colin Doyle was involved somehow.
And why would you say that?
He's been causing problems for the Ken Farmers and the Patrick Tynemans of the world for years.
The capitalist and the communist.
What do any of them know? At least I've been to Russia. Don't look at me like that, Jean. I haven't always been an old maid. Besides, the trip was all rather rudely interrupted by the revolution.
Sounds very dangerous.
Well, at least I didn't have to go to all the trouble of learning Russian. Well, you better take some blood while I still have some.
Yes, of course. Jim, would you mind,
You know what serves belief even more than self-interest? Survival.
Awfully cynical of you, Agnes.
Human nature. It ruins everything.
You really think whoever it was could have moved the body on a bike?
There's only one way to find out. You ready?
Yeah.
Now listen, how did you get on with those paint tips?
No trace of acid in any of them. Doyle was released several hours ago.
Oh, bugger. Sorry.
Can we go back inside now?
Yes, of course. It was worth a try, though.
That was Constable Simmons. There's a disturbance at Colin Doyle's. I don't suppose you're riding the bike there.
It's in Ballarat, States in Ballarat, mate.
You got it, Charlie?
It was supposed to be a Eureka picnic. I didn't expect Charlie to charge you to make a scene.
Yes. Thank you, Jean. Maddie, you should know. Doyle made sure the police would be there. They used the Bromley boy to get to his uncle. They used you to get to your father. I'm sorry, but that's the truth of it.
Perhaps you could drive Maddie to the club, Lucien.
Yes, of course. It would be my pleasure.
Here. Thank you.
I thought you got lost. Gentlemen, my daughter Matilda.
And of course, the man of the hour, Dr. Lucien Blake. Lucien, would you care to join us for dinner? I'm sure no one would mind.
No, not at all. More the merrier.
Really, I would love to. That would be very nice, thank you.
I'm just going to talk to Georgie.
Well, don't be long. I need to talk to you later.
A terrible business for them.
Yes, and you had to run the story on the front page, Patrick.
Oh, I'm sorry, but a dead commie in the park is a much better headline than a political slogan at a factory.
Why can't people like that damn fool Doyle see that all this is for the long-term growth of Ballarat?
The long-term growth of Australia, Ken.
The good of the Commonwealth, eh?
Stick to the surgery, Blake.
Speaking of communism, you were recently in China, weren't you, Blake? You have a daughter there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes. Yes, I do. Beautiful girl. And a fascinating country. Completely foreign in every way. And what about you, William? You see much of the world during your war service?
Serious injury prevented the War Office accepting me, unfortunately. Bullet wound in the line of duty.
Pity. And travelling really does broaden the mind. How is your shoulder anyhow, William?
Georgie, they used us. That's why they invited us, to embarrass our families.
No. I believe it of Doyle, maybe. But Des wouldn't do that to us.
Dinner is about to be served, Mr. Ryan.
Thank you.
Good luck in there.
Thanks a lot.
Well, actually, this town is lucky to have a man like Patrick looking out for it.
Yes. I find myself thinking that very same thing on a daily basis.
So, gentlemen, and, of course, Matilda, a toast to Lucien and William.
Lucien and William.
William?
Whose quick thinking ensured that no one was hurt today.
Yes, except for your ruddy coat.
What about Des?
Matilda?
What? He doesn't count because he's a communist?
You have to admit, the boy brought it upon himself.
Okay, that's enough for me. I'm going to say goodnight.
Matilda. Excuse me, gentlemen. Communist, Matilda. Have you taken leave of your senses? I'm in Ballarat on government business, and there you are at a communist rally being run off by the police. Splashed across the front page of the bloody newspaper, no less.
Dad, it was perfectly innocent.
Innocent? In what way?
I met them at the rallies during the Melbourne Peace Congress earlier this year. They are my friends from university.
Yes, and your so-called friends tried to attack me today.
Dad, I had no idea
Their intentions are violent and dangerous. Sweetheart, do you think I enjoy spending my time keeping you out of secret files? How do you think that reflects on me?
You keep files on people?
You're so bloody naive, girl.
No, don't talk to me like that. I am not Mum.
Do not bring your mother into this.
No, why not? You dragged me along to that ridiculous dinner just like you do to her. I don't know how she puts up
Marriage
with it.
is about compromise and sacrifice, something you know nothing about.
Oh, and what have you ever sacrificed for Mum?
I think you should go home, get to bed.
Georgie.
Nightcap?
Oh! Wendy.
Unusual crowd for you tonight, here, sir?
Ah, very.
And as you'd requested, Mr. Farmer's glass from the dinner table.
Excellent, Sis, thank you.
That may be of interest. Mr. Farmer met the murdered lad in here yesterday.
Is that right?
And don't look now, sir, but over your right shoulder.
Scotch. Need thanks.
Certainly, sir.
Enjoying yourself, are you, Blake?
Aren't you, William?
What are you even doing here?
I was invited. better question might be, what are you doing here?
What, the club, you mean?
Yes.
Oh, Patrick's put me forward for membership.
Really? Oh, good. Be a shame if an existing member objected to your application.
Is that how you want it to be?
I thought that was the way you wanted it to be.
Well, as long as we're clear where we both stand. Just one more thing. Don't ever call me William again.
Sir? Seth, as always, an absolute pleasure. Thank you. Good night, William.
What on earth are you doing here? It's humiliating. Doyle, he tried it on with me. When? Last night at the pub. I just thought he was being nice, but then back at the house. Is that why he and Des fought? I think so. Well, Des must have been furious.
Everyone's out for themselves.
Maddie. Des wasn't furious. Not at all. In fact, I don't think he even cared. I yelled at him. I told him I never wanted to see him again. It was only when I was at the station I remembered he had all that money. I'm so sorry, Wendy. I slept there all night. I was coming back to collect my things in the morning when I found him. He was just lying there. And all I could think is, I wish I'd killed him myself.
Yes, Maddie.
What a disaster.
Listen, when I was your age, I struggled to understand my parents too. Now, take dogs, for example.
All right. Dogs?
Yes, dogs. I always thought my father hated dogs. Well, he didn't. Turns out he loved them. He only got rid of our dog Rosie because my mother was allergic. I never understood.
I don't understand my mother at all. And my father. Every time we have the same argument. And every time I just end up sounding like a petulant teenager.
Well, I wouldn't worry too much about that, Matty. Look, parents are curious things, and I'll tell you, one way or another, they're with you for life.
Well, maybe things will look a little better in the morning.
Cheers to that.
It was Wendy's.
Ah, wonderful. Thank you, Maddie. That'll come in handy. You know, I should have secured a sample earlier today from Joseph as well.
Joe? What do you mean?
Oh, he found himself in another fight, didn't he, at Doyle's place? And he doesn't have an alibi either. He's in the cells as we speak.
Lucien, if you see Joe, make sure he's all right.
Yes. Yes, of course.
Good night, Lucien.
Good night, Matty.
Yeah, it's obvious Blake's hiding things. It's like he can't help himself. Yeah, he trusts me. For now, at least. All right. Will do.
Forget I'm almost a doctor.
Which would explain why you're such a lousy patient.
How long are they going to hold me here?
That I don't know. Maddie's worried about you, though.
Maddie.
What should I tell her, Joe?
Prisoners wanted upstairs. Come on, tell her to stay away.
Is that your full name?
Joseph Frank Bevel.
Just been speaking with Colin Doyle. Don't mind a fight, do you?
He kept accusing me of killing Des. He calls me a greasy wog, says he doesn't like Italians.
Bevel's not a very Italian name, is it?
It's anglicised.
So your name's not Giuseppe Franco Bevilacqua?
Not anymore.
Why is that?
You tell me.
I will. It's because your father was a Mussolini sympathiser.
We emigrated legally after the war.
And then you joined the CPA.
I'm not my father. I joined when I enrolled at university. I believe in communism, not fascism.
What does Somerville have on you?
He found out about my father and threatened to kick me out of the party. He said I couldn't be trusted.
Sounds like you had a motive to kill him.
For that, I don't think so.
Well, I do think so. And when I ask you a question, you best answer it. We're holding you on suspicion of murder. Take him back to a cell. Solid confession to settle this. Have a private chat with him, Davis.
Tell you what, mate. Why don't I get this one?
Lucien, what's happening?
The superintendent is questioning Joe as we speak. Now, I was hoping for some answers from the saliva tests, but I still haven't heard from Alice.
What time did Des die?
Sometime before midnight.
Then Joe couldn't have done it.
You sound very certain about that.
He was with me until 4 at Colin Doyle's house.
Matty, no one's mentioned seeing you there.
It's because they didn't see me. Did you give Joe my message?
Yes, I did. He asked me to tell you to stay out of it.
Oh, well, that's too bad. I'm going to the station.
Well, I'm coming too.
I'll get the car.
You must be so disappointed in me.
Matty, you mustn't think like that. I'm not your mother.
There have been times you haven't approved of my decisions.
No. Truth be told, there's actually been times where I've been quite envious of you. The way you don't let anybody dictate who you are or where you should go. I've never been disappointed in you. Not for a moment. Come on. I've got places to go.
Blake, what are you doing here?
I want to make a statement in the Des Somerville case.
Regarding?
Joe Bevel's whereabouts the night of the murder. I'd like to talk to Sergeant Davis if I could.
Fine.
Charlie, would you take Matty somewhere more private, please?
Of course, Mrs. Beasley. Come on, Matty.
Excuse me, sir. Dr. Harvey's on the phone for you.
Thank you, Ned. Alice. Yes? What does it say? Aminophilin, are you quite sure?
There's a 3 o'clock train. And you could have told us you had an alibi.
I can't believe you didn't say anything.
I figured you'd come forward before it came to the gallows. At least I'd hoped so.
You're a gentleman.
Don't tell anyone. I wish things were different. My family situation is complicated.
But aren't they all?
You again? Thought I'd exonerated myself with the coppers.
As far as I know, you have. Tell me, do you own a wheelbarrow?
In the back?
Good. Mind if we take a look?
Why?
Come on, humour me. Anyhow, if you didn't kill Des Somerville, what have you got to lose?
Wait here.
does. Ah, Rika.
Doc?
Here, Charlie.
What have you found?
Just bear with me one moment. I think Des Somerville was killed right here. The killer put him into Mr. Doyle's wheelbarrow, which is now missing, and transported him to the memorial site.
I'll let the boss know.
Georgie. Or did you hurt yourself?
No, it's nothing.
I think perhaps it might be everything.
My uncle's waiting.
Des wasn't quite the person you thought he was he? Probably why everyone thought he'd make a good politician.
He should have been at Bromley. He was better at it than me.
Well, you may have a worker's ideals, Georgie, but you don't have a worker's hands. I know how you got those blisters.
I don't know what.
Why did you do it? This was your friend, your best friend, wasn't it?
I'm sorry, I have to go.
It must have been horrific. Seeing your friend's skull crack open, the blood pouring out onto the ground. Realising that you'd done this terrible thing. That you killed a man with one blow, ending his life, ruining your own. You destroyed everything you knew with one punch. And yet before you hit him, there was a scuffle, wasn't there? He held you in a headlock, didn't he? And you bit him on the arm. Georgie. Georgie, we tested the saliva. It contained traces of aminophylline. That's the active ingredient in your asthma inhaler.
He was using me. He even said so. He laughed in my face and called me a pathetic rich kid. As soon as my money stopped, he just threw me away.
He was playing everyone, Georgie. Now, after you struck him, you moved the body, didn't you?
Georgie, stop. Don't say another word.
Mr. Farmer, you knew the whole time, didn't you? Georgie was cut off weeks ago, but you'd been protecting him ever since Des was killed. Buying him off the same way you were trying to buy off Des.
You're as fanatical as them, Blake. Come on, Georgie.
Is it true?
Come on, I said.
Did you pay Des?
You'll be running forever, Georgie.
Shut up, Blake.
No, why don't you shut up? I knew what I was doing. I did it.
Be quiet.
I want to confess to the murder of Des Somerville. Sergeant.
William, there's been a terrible mix-up. There's nothing to worry about here.
We both know it's too late for that, Mr. Farmer.
By the time we're done here, no magistrate in the country will even put this case to trial, Munro. Do you know it?
Perhaps, Mr. Farmer, perhaps. Of course, with Georgie's confession, the marks on his hands. And this, forensic testing will match the saliva on this to the bite mark we swabbed on Des's arm. I bet my reputation on it.
Saliva testing. And when were you going to tell me about that?
I did try to tell you, Superintendent. But you didn't want your report in 2 days' time or 3 days' time. You wanted it now.
Sit down. You have good instincts, Davis.
Thank you, sir.
Finding those prints on the edge of the barrow you recovered. And on that watering can, that was nice work.
You know that wasn't just me, though. You should be thanking the doc as well.
Don't worry, Davis. I'll thank the doctor in good time. Right now, I'm thanking you by asking how you feel about a transfer back to Melbourne for detective training.
Bonehead, sir.
That's the one. You don't have to make a decision right away. But have a think about it. About what's best for your family. Matty, your father's here. Martin, please, come on in. I'll leave you both alone for a moment.
Right, well, I'll get straight to the point. Your mother and I feel that it's time that you came home to Melbourne.
My work is here.
We can change that.
But I like it here. And I'm studying for my degree.
It's social work, Matilda. It's time for you to settle down. Think about children, marriage.
I'm not sure that's what I want.
What on earth do you want?
I don't want us to keep having this same fight over and over.
And neither do I. Your mother and I, we miss you and we worry about you.
You don't have to. I'm perfectly safe here.
It's not that, Matty. Being a parent, raising you is the most important thing that I've ever done, and I'd hate to think that you might miss out on having that for yourself.
Now, your blood results. Apart from an iron deficiency, you're as fit as a mallee bull. Now, we could talk about iron injections, but I think diet's best. Liver would certainly help.
I find food tedious.
Agnes, please, before you go, would you mind terribly if I asked you something?
No time like the present, Lucian.
I've recently found some inconsistencies in my mother's medical records. Now, I was always told she died from appendicitis. I'm not sure that's the truth.
Lucian, sometimes if you dig, you find there's a reason something was buried in the first place. That's not going to stop you, is it? Your parents loved each other very much, but they were very different people. Genevieve was outgoing and, well, frankly, she liked to drink.
I can't condemn her for that.
It was the drinking that killed her, Lucian. Diabetes, you see. One night they were at a party. Genevieve was having a nice time. Too nice a time, as it turned out. Thomas found it tiresome and he left. It wasn't a problem, he often did that. She overdid things by quite some margin. And before anyone could do anything, she was gone. Diabetic coma, I was told. No one ever told you?
No. No, But thank you, Agnes, thank you. I suppose I'm just a bit... I feel as if I didn't know them at all.
Smells delicious.
Well, Jean's a great cook. Well, the proof is in the tasting. Lucian, are you all right?
Yes. Yes, of course. Looks wonderful, Jean.
Thank you.
Right. Here's for some chook. Whoever did this must still be in the building. We need to secure the club.
By request of our police surgeon, and ask you all to remain here for the moment. Hey! Here's the play. I'll rattle the cages, you play the caring country doctor.
I am the caring country doctor.
So that's why we've been stuck in here, to put him under pressure in front of